It's another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. We have a very special episode. We wanted to reach out and meet some fellow podcasters. Some of them may or may not have as much life experience as the rest of us. Thought it was interesting. I think we have the youngest podcasters in the RSL podcast family, group of family of podcasts, the RSL Corner. Welcome, gentlemen.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having us.
So
us.
We're also joined by Brennan from the RSL, the Random Fan Podcast. And Tyler had, who knows, something, probably a family thing, which is no excuse.
Hemorrhoids are acting up. There's a lot of stuff that could be. Gonorrhea, who knows? Maybe he's getting his hair implants,
Yeah. He's headed off.
It could be.
So why don't we start with Ethan? Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you, how old you are if you want.
Okay.
A little bit about you.
My name's Ethan. I've lived in Utah my whole life. I'm 18. I'm going this fall. I'm going to be a freshman in college. Freshman at college at the U. Out of high school now. I've been honestly an RSL fan probably my whole life, but not as serious of an RSL fan as I am now. My dad has, for as long as I can remember, just been watching every game. Always had friends over to watch the game. Loved RSL. So I think, I've loved RSL forever, and I'm so glad I'm like as serious of a fan now to be running a podcast.
And then we got Charlie.
Yeah, I'm Charlie. 19. I'm going to my second year at the University of Utah. I was born in Denver. I don't think I was old enough to understand what the MLS was when I moved to Salt Lake, but just recently, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, started taking RSL a bit seriously when Oliver and I's uncle started taking us to the game with his season tickets, which we now own. And yeah.
And a happy birthday to you, Charlie.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's the sacrifice you make on your birthday. Doing an episode, Tyler.
And then wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Yes, sir.
And Oliver.
I'm Oliver, 20 years old. I also go to the U, and then basically the same as Charlie, just both started going to the games and got hooked, and it's the rest is history. Just love at first sight, I guess.
Nice. And what are you guys studying at the U?
Charlie and I are both at the business school right now, and then I'm going into business management, and then
I'm still I'm undecided major wise, but in the next few years I'll get that down.
I guess I'm a business major, but I haven't really put that set in stone yet. Like what? I guess I'm just going into business. Not too sure yet.
Nice.
Didn't you go into business, Brandt? You went into business.
Go into business?
Yeah.
No, I
drywall business.
I went through the School of Hard Knocks.
Wow, that's right.
I'm a drywall finisher by trade, construction worker of all things, and now
Nice.
I'm a union rep at the moment. But yeah,
Cool.
20 years. I went from high school into drywall because that was an obviously brilliant move. I don't
know. They call him him before him was the thing.
What about you, Brennan? Share us your college experience.
My college experience, I went to Slick for about a year, went into business management, figured out what business management actually was, and realized that I did not like school, and pursued tennis. And so I became a tennis instructor along with some other drama and other dumb things.
Nice, that's it.
It's not bad.
Nice. And I guess we could clear up. Are you guys west side or east side?
Oh,
that's a big one. Oh, you don't want to say, huh?
Mm-mm.
What high school did you guys go to?
Huh? So, We all went
You
to.
went to-
We went to East.
All went to East.
You went to East? Oh man.
Did you have to sing and stuff the whole time while you were there?
Yeah, every time we're walking down the halls, in
That's
between
all we do.
classes.
Our friend
The
had
whole
the
thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Oliver was on the basketball team. We sang for him. Good time.
Did you guys play soccer in like on the high school team at all or no?
We didn't play in high school, but I played most of my life, like growing up. I've
Yeah.
always played soccer, and then, sorry, did my audio just cut in, or was it?
Oh, you're good.
No, you're good.
Okay, it just said it wasn't going. Yeah, I just played soccer all my life, played comp soccer. Didn't really try out for high school though.
What?
Just didn't feel like it. I stopped playing soccer during like when COVID hit, and that was about it.
Oh.
COVID,
Yeah,
co-
my
kinda
career-
killed my career.
My career was cut short at like age 11 for no specific reason. I just stopped playing.
Yeah, COVID killed my soccer career too. So.
You would have been on the U.S. men's national team right now. You'd have got us to the. You would have gotten us to the knockout stage.
Oh yeah, I'd be the best training cone out there. So how did you guys decide to do a podcast? Did you think that there just wasn't enough RSL podcasts and you guys had to jump in there as well?
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, I feel like we figured out and found most of the podcasts after we started. I think we only knew about you guys, RSL show. I think Trey's Bleeding Clara and Cobalt. And then like RSL season pass, I think. And then like 2-3 years ago, I got a bunch of podcast equipment for my birthday, which I asked for without even any idea of what kind of podcast I wanted to start. And then it just sat in the garage until roughly a few months ago. And then we just decided to actually just start making content. And we realized RSL was the topic we'd discuss.
Nice.
I didn't know any like podcasts at all before this, and Charlie just came to me with the idea of starting an RSL podcast because I was an RSL fan and definitely not as big now. Like it made me a much bigger fan starting a podcast, but I was just into soccer, and he came to me with the idea. So of course I joined.
Awesome.
And then I guess because he's the brother, he just joins, right? Is that why I'm here?
It's always there.
He's just like, hey, we need a third. Two's weird. Let's do three.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
So who's the big kahuna on the show?
Charlie.
I guess I'd say I am. I guess
Charlie's
Oliver and I
boss.
had funny because in our real work and job, Oliver's the boss. But I guess I could have my little moment on the podcast. But I guess I am the host. That's pretty. What that means is I just say I'm your host, Charlie Haley, and I'm here with, and then they say their names. But yeah, we brought Ethan on. He's more the technical stuff in soccer. He's a huge Arsenal fan, and he knows a lot about.
Oh no, is that
did.
gonna cause problems, guys?
Yeah.
Did I take down my sign in the back?
Yeah, you should. Emirates is terrible.
I'm sorry.
Get rid of that.
Oh, you can leave it up. Brennan's younger brother is an Arsenal fan, and if you listen, you know that Tyler is an obnoxious Arsenal fan.
Might be the better brother. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, it's okay. I mean, he does a lot of drugs. He's in and out of
Oh,
rehab.
my
You know, it's
Wow.
real disheartening. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. Sorry, Sam. No, I'm just kidding.
What about you guys? You have other favorite soccer teams? We like to ask that.
I'm a
Oliver, go
Newcastle
for it.
fan.
Newcastle.
Yep.
Ooh.
And Charlie,
good
you
in
want
a
to tell
couple
them yours?
years.
I'm not gonna lie, Oliver and I just started taking the Premier League seriously last season. I like the U.S. men's national team, and I started to follow Fulham. So that's my team, I guess. I'll be rooting for them this upcoming season.
I guess national team wise, of course, I love my country, United States national team. I love them. But my whole family is, my like grandfather was born in Germany, grew up there. Entire family's like Germany fans, so I follow it as well. Care as much about them as I do the U.S. men's national team. But if it came down to it, I'd probably pick my country over the other side.
Yeah, you have.
Is that Vietnam?
They haven't made. I honestly don't think I've ever seen them ever in a World Cup. I follow them on FOTMob, but like they just get destroyed by the other Asian countries. So I just it's like if
Tough
it
road out
happened
there.
if they were in the World Cup, oh man, I'd diehard fan.
Well, it's a tough confederation over there.
Yeah. I had to pick between
Yes.
my country and my nationality, whatever. Ethnicity.
So,
Surprisingly, sorry, real quick. Surprisingly, Alverniz's grandfather also is born and raised in Germany. So that would be, I guess, our second national team that we follow pretty closely.
And Brendan is a Manchester United fan. If you listen, you probably know. And I am a Crawley Town, a League One Crawley Town fan. And you're welcome to join that bandwagon.
I
We'll see
think
how
I
it
popped on
lasts.
after the Come On Crawley update. I think Oliver and I are on board.
Crawley's
Awesome.
Yeah.
You listen that far of the podcast?
Every time.
Every time.
Holy
All the
cow,
way
man.
to the
I'm
end?
surprised.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
That's crazy, man. We're so boring. You know what I mean? Like it's
No,
You guys are the
I'm
best.
gonna be
podcast
honest.
here.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if you heard this, Brennan, but we all work on a Oliver and I's landscaping and lawn mowing business. So when we need stuff to listen to, and when we see you guys upload like an hour and a half podcast, it's the best. Because
Best part of the
other
day.
ones are dropping 30-minute episodes, and that thing is gone in a minute. So
that
I
makes
do like
sense.
a longer podcast.
Me too.
So, but yeah, I'm excited to have more people on the Crawley Town bandwagon. They've made some changes. They've got rid of, they got rid of Danilo Orsi, Brand.
Yeah, I saw that. That sucks.
So it's going to be some changes. We'll see what they do, but I don't want to lament that fact. League One's going to be exciting. Hopefully, we'll stay up.
That'd be
So,
awesome.
but I thought we could go back and forth. I think it's really interesting, the age dynamic. I think that's kind of hilarious, kind of fun. But you said I think it's interesting. Been a RSL fan your entire life, and it's a really long life, and it's exciting. But what's your first memory of Real Salt Lake?
I guess I'll go first. My first memory was I don't remember. I think it was a Deseret News, but my dad can tell me the names. I forgot the names, but there were players at the Deseret News doing their signing. I think Kyle Beckerman, Nick Raimondo, I think Chris Wingert was one of them, and another defender, Chris. I think his name was Chris too. Can't remember the last name, but they were at the Deseret News. I remember going there with my mom.
Schuler?
Or Chris. Yeah, I think it was that guy. I think it was
Big
him.
tall guy?
Yeah, I think it was him. Yeah. But they were at a Deseret News, and I went there with my dad, and just they were doing signings. So I took a picture with them. I don't know how long ago that was, but back in probably 2012, something like that. I can't remember, but
Long time ago.
yeah, long enough ago for me to forget the time. But I remember getting signings from them, being like my first like memorable interaction with RSL.
2012, you were 6 years old.
7, yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Oh, that's disgusting. Okay.
Are you feeling like an old head after hearing that?
Oh, dude, that's insane. Oh, I just did the math and I just got so old
Oh,
so
no.
fast.
Welcome to the club.
30's not old. 30's not old.
30's not, yeah, 30 flirty, baby.
I guess I'll go. Oliver's might be similar, but I remember
Probably the
our
exact same.
dad. Is it okay? Well, Oliver and I's dad took us to a game. We sat in the north side behind the goal. We were playing the Timbers, and I just remember one dude just saying some nasty stuff to Donovan Ricketts. And then I don't know if we ever went to a game again in like 4 or 5 years, whatever that was, but that's my first memory going to a game.
Was that at the stadium or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at the stadium. We showed up like I think an hour early. We got our jersey signed by Leo. I was wearing a Germany national kit. Charlie was wearing a Chicharito Mexico national kit.
Oh my god.
That's
Who knows why?
That's a dynamic.
Who
knows why?
I'd say a minor memory is just our uncle taking us to the he always had ticket. We still have those tickets to this day, but they're in the Ford zone. I just always remember getting because the ticket comes with like the hot dog and the churro. So I just remember always getting the hot dog and the churro and going down and watching the games. Yeah.
Those are great memories.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask if you guys remember a player called Johnny Steele, like a long time ago.
Yeah, he came up a couple episodes ago. We were talking about
Really, because I remember every time my dad and I saw him on the TV, my dad would say his name because he would like just had such a cool sounding name. My dad loved it. That was the only thing I remember about the guy. I don't remember anything else. I remember he was like big too, I think.
He was like a midfielder, a winger.
Okay.
He might have been big to you, but
Back in year 6.
I think he was Scottish or Irish or English, and I remember he had quite a few tattoos.
Yep.
And he was quite the character. Johnny Steele is a great character, one of the great characters from Real Salt Lake. That brings up another question. Do you guys have any favorite players?
Go for it, Oliver.
I can go first. Like, are we talking all time or just this year?
Oh, all time. All time.
All 5 years. Just kidding.
I was a big fan of Everton. Is it Everton Luis?
Yeah, Everton Luis. Yeah.
I liked watching him. I don't know. I feel like that was like a little bit before that, but that time is when we really started to kick in, and I always remember him. And I was sad when he left. But I'd say probably over number one is Kyle Beckerman for sure.
Nice.
Or Nick
What do you like about
Romano.
Kyle Beckerman? Do you just like that he's like ruthless and like mean and stuff?
Dreadhead.
I liked his dread.
Yeah.
I always thought like, wow, he's like nobody rocks the dreads like he does. So
Are you growing your hair out to do that?
yeah, I'm working on it right now. But
He's getting close. He hasn't
He's getting
showered in
close.
4 weeks.
No way, that's sick.
He's going on a natural, isn't that what they call it? Or
yeah,
you shower.
So you don't have a girlfriend then? Is that what you're saying?
that's right. That's true.
Oh my.
Single life.
I think I don't know. I got a kind of a couple, but I think my favorite was probably Joao Plata. I think he's I don't remember. I think he's one of our top scorers. Probably not, definitely not of all time, but I think he's one of our top scorers. I just remember the guy scoring a lot back in the day, a long time ago. But I liked him. I don't think he's playing anymore. Probably not. But I liked it for his. I guess just I like the guy scoring.
What about Lawfulson, Ethan?
Yeah. Oh, true. I guess
I
I do like Lawfulson too. There was a what is it called?
When we got
Interaction?
our stuff,
Yeah. So we were at the
Season ticket event.
holder event, and I went to Lawfulson's table, and I think I was wearing my Arsenal kit at the time. And I went up to get his signature, and he goes, Arsenal. I said, yeah, big Arsenal fan. He said, what do we think of Tottenham? As I'm walking away.
That's awesome.
I was like, I like this guy. And I remember we were playing, well, I forget what team he's on now. Gosh.
Colorado.
Yeah. We were playing, and he was on the sideline warming up. I was like, please put Lawfulson in. Please.
I guess I'll go.
Too well that game. That
Yeah.
was a tough game for him.
Has he had much success over there?
I think a little bit.
Yeah. He's starting a few games, but he's not like super valuable for him at the moment.
He's a player you want on your team. He's a quality guy you can count on. But he's not going to score 40 goals for you.
True.
I guess my favorite player, it's actually of recent, is Rubio Rubin. I feel like from his bicycle kick, I feel like that's when he started watching seriously. Like my cousin, it's actually a crazy story. So my cousin, when he saw a bicycle kick, that literally made him like fall in love with soccer. He made a poster. We met Rubio. Rubio gave him his kit. And then fast forward a little bit, we figure out that This is gonna sound crazy, but my mom's cousin husband grew up in the same household as Ruby Rubin's girlfriend, or now wife. So we found out there's some connection there, and then my aunt reached out. Didn't think it's weird because we're borderline connected, and we've actually gotten pretty close to them. Oliver and I ended up mowing his lawn last season, and we met him a few times. He gave me his kit against NYCFC last year. Really great guy. Like off the field, he is like the nicest guy. Really down to earth. So I go with Rubio Rubin.
Yeah, we
That
have
is
been
so
Rubio
crazy.
Rubin fans, right, Brendan? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean that guy worked his butt off. He did things off the ball that nobody really paid attention to. But I think the most crazy thing about that story is that you guys are so young that you guys get jerseys still. Like that's incredible. Like if I were to get up to that front bit, you know, I'd be like, "Hey, let me get your jersey. Let me get your jersey." And he's like, "Is it for your kid?" I'm like, "No, it's me." Every time. You know what I mean? Like,
we'll get you. We'll try and get you one, Brennan. Any
please.
specific player?
I would love one.
Any
I'm a
specific
large,
player?
so you know.
I know I got Rubio's and it was a medium. I can't even fit the medium.
Slender
Yeah,
man.
we were very much Rubio Rubin fans.
I like it.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think with what we saw and the changes, I don't know if he will, but we'll see what happens when the transfer window opens, if RSL is going to be serious about bringing in some awfully needed help. And one other question, and then maybe you, if you want, you can ask us a few questions before we move on. But what about favorite memories?
Probably. So my dad's friend used to come over and watch the games with us. And I remember they always used to say, you know, every time we hang out and watch games together, we lose. It was always just a thing. Every time we'd watch it at his house, they'd win. And I don't know, they'd come over and just lose at our house. And I remember one time, I think it was, oh gosh, I don't know what major game it is. I think it was Landon Donovan's last game, but I think he scored a bunch of goals on us or something like that. I can't remember the importance of the game, but something to do with Landon Donovan. I think he absolutely destroyed us on LA Galaxy. We were playing LA Galaxy. And that was just probably one of my most memorable.
You focus on the losses?
I was like, that's your favorite?
I don't know. I guess that's just my favorite because I thought it was funny, but maybe I am focusing a little bit too much on the losses. I'm
no
like the other podcasts.
no. Yeah, so not as teasing you. What about you guys, the rest of you?
My favorite for sure is the Colorado comeback this season at home. That was just like the most. I like lost my voice after my game. That was shirts were off. That was like the best game I've ever.
Shirts were off.
That was a really fun game.
This is so exciting! I gotta show my chest. This is great, man.
That or the home game when in the playoffs versus Houston when we went to Penn.
The PK shootout, yeah.
That was really fun too. What about you, Charlie?
I was gonna say that Colorado game, but if I want to go back a little bit, I don't remember what game, but I swear in my memory there was a Nick Beasler game winner sometime in the past, and Oliver was just dogging on Nick Beasler the whole game. He's like, "Who is this bum?" And then maybe it wasn't a game winner, but it was a crucial goal. I don't know. Nick Beasler's a legend.
Yeah, Tyler loves Nick Beasler, and he's not here to share the glory that is Nick Beasler. We went to one of the Meet the Team nights a couple of seasons ago, and they had the poster with all the players on it. And we had a couple of them, but we had one of them where we just had the only signature we have on it is Nick Beasler.
I like that,
Tyler.
That's awesome.
So,
probably worth something.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna hang on to it. So before we move on, do you guys have questions for us? We've been asking all the questions.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what your guys' favorite players are of all time.
Go ahead, old guy.
That is a good one because there's been so many. I was always partial to Alvaro Saborio. I thought he was very misunderstood. the guy was just amazing. There was the one game where he subbed in near the end of the game, and his first touch, well, he came in on a corner, come running in. They kicked the corner, and he scores the goal, the go-ahead goal on the header on his first touch. But I do like the nitty-gritty players. Excuse me, I love Chris Winger. And he very much a Everton Louise style player. You know, he's out not in the middle, but he's probably been, until Catranis, has probably been our best left back ever, because he would stick in some tackles and was just a hustler. So who else? Those are the ones that come off the top of my head. I really like you mentioned, Jasper. I love the players that are blue collar. Oh, Fabian Espindola was one of my favorites.
I remember that name.
He
I somehow remember that name.
It just sounds crazy. I remember that name. Oh
I
man,
don't know anything about him.
you don't?
he
Never
missed
seen
a
him play?
wide open goal in the final.
Yeah,
the Conference League.
I lost love for him when that happened.
So
That must be why I remember him. Focusing on the negatives.
those are some of
The
the
losses.
my favorite players that pop up out of my head. What about you, Brendan?
My favorite is Andy Williams and Luke Mulholland. Those
Luke Holland's awesome.
Luke
I did a
Mulholland.
crossbar
Man.
challenge with him at a park when I was younger. I remember he had a bright pink Mustang.
Camaro.
And he's like, let's do a crossbar challenge, and we did it for a little bit, and then he left.
That's awesome, man. I ran into him at a bar downtown called Gracie's, and I had drank just a little too much. And there's these stairs that like you go all the way up in the middle, and it's like a second area, and there's like a second bar. And I was walking up there, and I was like, oh, it looks like Luke Mulholland. I was like, this guy's like losing his hair, and it kind of looks like him. And then I kind of like creeped on him a little bit, and I was like, those are his tattoos. That's him. And then I went to go tell my buddy, and I went to go downstairs, and I didn't realize when I was going downstairs, he was right behind me. And when I went to look, I slid down half of the stairs directly in front of him. And so I was like too embarrassed to say anything to him. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm out. Just like, I'm not going to say hi.
Didn't you meet Joao Plata kind of that way too?
Oh, yeah. I hate that guy. So I was at a club. It was just like 2017. And it's a club. And it's like, the stuff had just ended, and there's tables on the side that you get to pay for, like if you're fancy and do all that. And I was fancy, and I was on the table right in front of him. And I was like, oh, that's Joao Plata. That's so cool. Let me go say what's up to him. And it's like 2:00 in the morning. And I walk up to him. I'm like, yo, what's up, dude? And he like literally like puts his hand up like this and goes,
cold shoulder, big
I'm just like,
Wow.
okay, all right. And so then I just dip, and I was like, yeah, I don't like that guy. He's not cool.
It's
Yeah.
Ethan's hero.
It's my
In the Short King
that's
universe.
right. Well, he's not cool at 2 a.m. So if you ever run into him on the streets at 2 a.m., don't expect anything.
I'll have to avoid it.
Does Mulholland still work with the club?
He is the lead scout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
He's down in Colombia. He lives there permanently.
Yeah. He's got a good style too. A couple times I've seen him walk into the stadium. He's got like nice jackets and stuff. He's a fly dude.
Like,
Ooh, that's a topic someone should discuss on a podcast one day. RSL style.
oh, that would.
I like when they post their fits walking in the stadium.
Some are some hard watches, but
Dude, Zach McMath, he is the dad. Like his style, every time he walks on, I'm like, you're just like trying to fit in, but you don't feel comfortable. Like,
he's got the short cut off jean shorts.
yeah.
The Reeboks
Mhm.
So dad.
with the grass stains. He just came in from mowing the lawn.
I just want I want to rate their little bags that they bring, those little bathroom toiletry bags, dude.
Yeah.
Some of them like those Louis Vuittons and like Gucci's and stuff. I was like, we should do a whole segment on rating their toiletry.
We should. Yeah, I guess I'm also really interested in how was it watching games in Rice Eccles versus America first? And like, would you go back to playing in rice cycles if it was real grass?
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
So, if you got front row seats, you did not get front row seats. You got 10th row seats because of how tall it is. So even if you're like right on the edge, it was still pretty far away, which was kind of cool, because you still got a good view of like the full field. But the sound was awful. Like it didn't feel like every time somebody cheered, it didn't really feel as heavy as it does when in America First. Like, like when people cheer, you feel it. So it felt a little too commercial. Like it didn't feel like that home kind of feeling when you watch. And it also sucked that it was turf. So
Yeah,
I hate watching a ball.
Yeah, I'm sure.
turf
Yeah.
sucks.
The only good thing about it, I went to the first game, so I was there. I was making hot dogs. My daughter had her drill team for out on the west side, Hunter. They would do one of the concession stands, and so I would go and help them raise money. But I was there at the first game when Dunny scored, first home game,
Wow.
and then the next few seasons we just started going. And I told my wife that this is gonna be our thing. With this, and I wasn't even a soccer fan at the time, really, as like I am now. I mean, it kind of started. But one of the good things about, maybe the only good thing about Rice Eccles was that there was room to go and sit wherever you wanted. So
There wasn't enough fans.
well, they would get, 15, 20,000 fans in, at the time, a 40,000 seat stadium. So you had
That's
the
huge.
opportunity to just kind of move around and go sit where you want. But overall, just a horrible place to watch soccer.
Yeah.
The sidelines weren't great, and also if you know the history, they weren't very helpful to Real Salt Lake.
Did you get to watch the RSL versus Real Madrid game there? Was that at Rice Eccles?
That was a Rice Eccles. They brought in the turf.
Our sister club.
Yeah, our sister club. That's one of my favorite memories. I have a couple favorite memories, but that's where I took my wife, and that's where I found out she was a David Beckham fan. I had no idea. Then he comes out in the second half, and we were on the I'm directionally challenged on the southeast corner, like 3 rows up, right on the corner. And he came out and started he was going to do a corner kick from there. And the lady next to me started just going crazy with photos and screaming. And it was my wife. And I'm like, what's the deal? You like David Beckham? He's like, oh yeah, I love David Beckham. So
She's a very timid woman too. So it's not like this girl, like she's not just like, oh my gosh, this guy's so cute. Like this is the first time she's ever said she's into a dude besides him.
Yeah, no, sometimes, well, anyway. So yeah, it was that was a ton of fun. That was a great experience. And then the other one was the CCL final against Monterrey, the second leg, and that was
Oh, that would be it. What a game to go to.
it was amazing. It's the only game I've been to at the Riot where no one sat down. It
Wow.
That's awesome.
we had tickets in section 3, which were on the sideline there on the east side, right? Yeah. Now we're in the corner on 25, but yeah, the whole stadium just stood the entire game. It was intense, and then Humberto Suazo got the goal, and we had a couple opportunities. Probably on a spindle and missed one, and yeah, it was so close.
Yeah. The Monterey game last year, I remember how well Monterey travels. Even all the Liga MX teams during Leagues Cup is crazy.
Well, they
That
have
makes
tons of fans everywhere, especially so their fans aren't necessarily traveling as much as they're no longer in their home area, and their team comes to them. They're coming out. It'd be like living somewhere else and going and watching RSL when they come to Columbus or DC or wherever, Florida. So, but yeah, they do have amazing fans, which we can only hope to emulate.
Have you guys been to any RSL games away from Salt Lake?
We haven't. I haven't. I'm embarrassed to say my goal is to get one this year. I think we have plans to go to Colorado.
Nice.
The next Denver game, hopefully, knock on wood, that still comes through. But yeah, with
Awesome.
with the closest one being an 8-hour drive away, it makes it kind of difficult.
it's tricky.
You guys can probably share your experience. You guys have been to multiple, or was it Kansas City your first?
So LAFC was my first last year for my cousin's birthday, and that was like awesome because we won, especially with the amazing like assist from Rubio Rubin to Chicho. But great stadium overall. It was super nice. BMO Stadium was like insane quality compared to the game we just went to in Kansas City. If you want to talk about that, Chuck.
Yeah, Kansas City was. I hate Kansas City. But Kansas City, their stadiums, it's all right. The plaza is just really sad. Like RSL's got the grass, they got the inflatables, and Kansas City's just got concrete and like 2 tents. But it was awesome. Like seeing RSL fans in that environment, like there was like 10 of them. It was just awesome to see them because we'd go create. Like it was a good time. It was good to get a win because we were cheering like crazy, and it'd be a hard walk back to the hotel.
Especially when Beavers saved the penalty, like you could tell people were ready to just get in our ear, and Beavers and it saved us another minute.
It was awesome. Yeah, Kansas City fans are hilarious.
I've never been to an away game out of.
Oh, they left you out?
Yeah,
what kind of podcast are you, man?
He was in Japan.
I was out of the country.
Never mind, dude. Where did you go in Japan, dude?
I went all over Japan. I went to Kyoto, Osaka, Kobe, all the way down to the bottom to Kyushu, which is like maximum country Japan. And I also just went around Tokyo, explored all that, everywhere, really.
That's my dream. I've been wanting to go to Japan forever.
Dude, it's awesome. You have to. I loved it before, and I love it even more now. Really? Before even going, yeah.
Yeah, my goal is to walk through a Torii Gate. It's just like, I want to do.
Oh yeah, there's one place called like 100 Torii Gates where you can see like a bunch of them walk like half a mile or something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, off topic.
People are doing it.
Did you get to a game where they in season over there?
Oh man, I did actually get to watch. I didn't get to go to any games, but there was. I did learn about the league that's going on over there, J League. Bunch of fans everywhere. And also I think the World Cup qualifiers are happening for 2026. I think the Asian World Cup qualifiers. Japan was playing, I think, in a few of them, but there was a bunch of soccer going on in that, and their league is in season right now, which is pretty cool.
No Vietnam though.
Oh no, I've avoided paying attention. I just get disappointed every time I open the FOTMOB app and see they lost like 15-0 or something. I don't know.
You might have to try and get on
professional Vietnamese soccer players. Like, is there like?
Yeah, no, there's a national team, but I can't think of any that are like anywhere outside of Vietnam. Like, I'm sure maybe they travel to like other Asian countries, but probably none in like Europe at all.
They should be better then if they're like they should be practicing.
Yeah, all times. I'm disappointed,
that should man. Be their only club.
Why did you fail, man? You should have kept going. Why'd you quit?
I could have played for the national team and like made a name for myself in the country, and like I could have been like I don't know.
They'd have been making a movie about you.
Yeah, I could be the Messi of Vietnam.
You still got time.
Really, actually, I could join the U team, the club team, and maybe go somewhere with it.
Could have been High School Musical Vietnam.
Exactly. Yes. This guy gets it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I can admit I am embarrassed to admit I haven't been to a RSL away game, but I have been to 3 Crawleytown away games. So I do have.
That's awesome.
I do have away games under my belt.
That's
So,
pretty
So
cool.
I'm sure you've discussed this on an episode. So I guess briefly, if you want, like what made you start following Crawley? And did I hear somewhere that you have family in England, or how do you like? I don't know.
yeah, well, we went on a family vacation in 2016. My dad
Pre-COVID,
pre-COVID, yeah.
if you guys remember that.
It was Christmas
I
2015,
don't.
and he says, "Hey, for Christmas present, do you want to use our timeshare somewhere?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. We don't get out much." And I was asking him like, I literally was like, "We're like where? Like Moab or something?" And they're like, "No, you can go anywhere." And so we started looking, and then we went through the process. We got our passports, and because they said England, and we found a little uh, uh, not a
Cottage.
cabin, cottage built in like 1691 or something like that,
Yeah, it was
1620.
gnarly. It was cool. It was tiny
And
though.
it had a regular house hooked onto it that we didn't the other folks they lived in, but we got to use that. And so we were down in southern England in Hastings, and we looked at going to a Premier League game because I wanted to go see a soccer game, but I also wanted to go and see like the lower leagues and just get like a more like a community feel for it. And the Premier League was just really expansive. Brennan hadn't been there yet. He's the only one that hasn't been to a Crawley Town game yet. And,
Yeah.
but
Sad.
we ended up. It would have been like six, seven, $800 to get us to a Premier League game, and then Crawley Town, which was pretty close to us. And so we got the tickets and we went, and I said, all right, whoever wins this game is going to be my team, because I don't have a Premier League team. I've tried to follow them, but it just never happened. So I wanted to follow a team that's up the pyramid. So we go and watch Crawley Town, and halftime they were well, at halftime I just said, well, screw it, I'm a Crawley Town fan. I don't care if they win or lose. Their stadium is like 5,600 seats. It's really quaint. It's really cute. And the fans are really ornery and funny. So, but they ended up winning 2-0, and they beat Luton Town.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So yeah, I absolutely love that story, because Luton Town went on in a couple more seasons and played in the Premier League. And
Wow.
Crawley Town last year got promoted to League One, but the season before it was painful. They almost got relegated. They finished one spot above relegation.
Oh,
they'll be
wow.
playing against
Wow.
Wrexham in League One, right?
What a turnaround.
Yeah, they played against Wrexham this year too.
They didn't do
Okay.
very
Oh,
well
wow.
against Wrexham. It's crazy.
Well,
So
you
now
know,
Wrexham and Crawley both moved up.
yeah.
That's
Oh.
pretty-
Mansfield, Stockport, Mansfield, and Wrexham all had the automatic promotion out of League Two. There's 4, and
Oh, okay.
Crawley Town won the playoff, and I got the flag right here
Oh,
from Wembley.
Nice.
that's funny you
We
say
didn't
that.
make it there.
Sorry, that's funny you say that the Premier League games are expensive when you went, because that's an issue they talk about today, where not a lot of people can go to Premier League games because of how expensive it is. And I don't know, it's just kind of funny you say that. I thought that was just an issue today, but I guess it's a developing issue.
Yeah, even the game, I bought a ticket and gave it away to the final when Crawley Town beats who'd they play?
The red team. What is it called?
Did I say who they
Herrera.
played?
Herrera.
I can't remember.
Nobody remembers. They lost.
They lost.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the MK Dons in the one, and it'll come to me later. Getting old. But the tickets was only like $27, and they do
Oh, nice.
like the season tickets are incredibly affordable. They keep it down. The tickets are like in the $20 range,
Wow.
and
That's nice.
the concessions are cheap too. It's a little different
Everything's a
culture
pint
over
of
there.
beer. Like literally everything you order there. Like if you go to Man U right now at Old Trafford, the wall will say, okay, you want a pint of beer? 2 pies, 2 beers, or 3 pies, 3 beers. Like that's like their combo is just more of that crap. Like they didn't have anything other than that. I went in 2009 to see Arsenal against Man U, and literally we went to go get food, and I was like, I don't think I'm old enough to eat any of this. Like I can't have beer, and I don't even know what's in that pie. Like what's going on? So yeah, it's a different ambiance.
I want to go to a Premier League game so bad. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, we got to do it.
The singing's the best part.
Oh yeah, the fans are so loud all game. Any European game like Germany or England would be awesome.
Yeah, they played Crew Alexandra. Told you I remember.
But, and is that stadium pretty full, like for those games?
For Crawley Town, their home games, they average about 2,500, 3,000 people. They sold it out a couple of times this year, and they've really had an uptick in season tickets. I think they have almost over 2,000 season ticket holders, so they've done well there.
Wow.
But we have been to several games there, and we went to a Forest Green game away, and I've been to an MK Dons away game and a Bradford away game, and they're really interesting experiences. Then they keep the fans separate. You don't mingle. Like you can't buy a ticket and just go sit in with the rest of the fans.
Wow.
Like you did in Kansas City.
Yeah, I was sitting right next to a Kansas City fan.
Yeah, that doesn't happen over there. Does not happen.
Wow.
There's too many stabbings.
Yeah, there's too many stabbings.
You didn't know about that?
Too many hooligans.
Charlie looks like he's like so
England.
shocked.
That's England.
I believe it. I'm just terrified.
Yeah, they have their own separate entrances. They have their own separate concessions.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it's just
some
quite
stadiums even have like bulletproof glass that separate like the stairs as you walk down. So like,
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
that's
so that whole
crazy.
section.
they had that in I think one of the knockout games Arsenal played in the Champions League, and there were fans there was like some dividing the fans, which I thought was pretty crazy, but understandable because
I think a dude stole a hat. Like he stole somebody's hat as he was walking something like that. Yeah. So I got a question for you, youngins, little people. What is your favorite kit that you've ever seen?
I was going to ask you guys that.
Charlie loves his kids.
You do? Okay.
I do. I'm on the internet a lot looking for just very rare ones that like my girlfriend found us at Savers. Louis Gill.
No way.
2010 for $10.
Wow. Nice.
What are the chances? Yeah.
Do you know anything about Louis Gill?
I did a little research.
You had to research?
Wait, what was that crazy stat that we found out about him the other day?
I think he was he the youngest to score for a while or something? Yeah.
I think he's the youngest. He was the youngest to score for Real Salt Lake ever, right?
Yeah, he was like a phenom. He was an expected phenom, and they really expected him to do well, and he just kind of struggled.
He's my favorite player.
Because he's $10. He's my favorite, man.
I think he's still playing. I think last season he was still playing like in the USL.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Oliver, you can go with your favorite kit if you want to
go. I like what was it? We have a it's not exactly like a kit. It's like a pregame. Is it 2006, Charlie?
Yeah,
And it looks like kind of the World Cup soccer ball. It's like a ton of circles in the middle.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And I'll just get it real quick. Keep talking.
I think my favorite. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
I think my favorite kit. It's just a more recent one. The home honey kit. I like the design of it. The one you're wearing. Yep. I like the design of the honeycombs on it. I think it really matches well with Utah, and
that's it right there.
Oh yeah, it matches the soccer ball. That's what it was.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. That's like the best soccer ball that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the 2010 World Cup? I think. I don't know, some tournament.
I think it might, or 2000. I just remember playing it on FIFA. That's my
Yeah,
problem.
I'd say the yellow one's definitely up there. I'm gonna be sad to see it go next season. I like it a lot better than that bright yellow.
I think it's a good yellow color. Yeah, I think it's a great yellow color. I like
It's
it.
Yeah.
unique.
I'd say oh, you go.
I was just to say, I think I kicked myself for not getting one, but like I said, I wasn't a Rabbit fan like I am now. But the first season, white away kit that just says, I
Yeah.
would like to have one of those. I
When
think
I
that
see those around, I'm like, I want one of those so bad.
Especially in the
Yeah.
long sleeve. I love the long sleeve.
Ooh,
I love the
Little
long sleeve.
Ronaldo-esque. Yeah.
Any
yeah.
of the long sleeve, like I want a long sleeve jersey of like any of them, the older ones.
Yeah,
Do they even is it even able for like is an RSL player even able to wear a full long sleeve, or do they just have to wear an undershirt because they don't produce them?
That's exactly it. Adidas
Yeah.
doesn't really supply them. I think who did I talk to about this? I thought I talked to somebody about this because I was talking about Andy Williams and how I always loved that he always wore long sleeve shirts. And they don't like you have to get special permission from Adidas. Like it's not even the club. Like
Oh,
Adidas
wow.
has to make it for you. So like Ronaldo, like when he first went to Man U, when he came back, they actually weren't going to allow him to have a long sleeve. So he was like first 4 matches he came back, he was wearing an undershirt and he was like getting pissed. And then finally they created one for him. But that's because
Wow.
he's Ronaldo. So
I really wish they'd bring back first off the Salt Lake or where it just said Real Salt Lake on the front. It'd be cool if they did a retro or something like that. I just think that's really cool. Like that first home kit, that's like the other shade of red, like the bright red one. I think that's cool. But I also missed when they had this one has it, like the American flag on the sleeve. I always just remember Ramondo rocking that. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, the black Ramondo kits are very good too.
Yeah, we have a signed Black Ramondo kit actually.
Oh, nice. My wife has
heck,
a black
dude?
Know.
This is
Yeah,
so
we were-
messed
Sent to
up,
us after
man.
his game.
We were 2 years old and we just
No, you
we
were 2 years old.
we actually met this man. Like all this old
Were there
stuff we
windows on
had.
the van or
Invited us in his home. We're like, where's the Real stuff, Doug? Anyway, yeah, we that's where we get most of our stuff because I just love everything about all the history of the kits and stuff. I think it's fascinating. We have a really cool one of the jerseys from when the All-Star game was here in like 2009.
Don't you guys have an Earth Day kit?
No, I wish that Earth Day kit, the green one, they wore once upon a time, like one game. I saw someone at the stadium.
Yeah, that's incredibly rare. And I think if you look at the picture, one of the players that might be winger is playing in a different color.
Oh, really?
One of the greens is just
that's
off
right.
a little bit.
Yeah, I also liked the peach and white Earth Day kit. 2 years
Oh.
with 2 years back, maybe 2 seasons. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I think I remember that one.
Because I see some people bring that out, and I'm like, I think those colors look really good.
you like pink?
They've had a couple of good kick childhood cancer ones. The last two I think have been pretty good. The one that
yeah.
the
What was that
black and
silver one
yellow
that
and
just
white.
came out?
Oh, was that the Love Unites, one, the Pride one?
Yeah, that one.
That's Brandon. Yeah, the Pride one.
Yeah, I like that one. That was pretty rad.
Yeah, that was a really cool design this year for that.
So what's your guys' favorite jersey that's not RSL? Like in MLS?
Wait, are you the one that wears the Timbers jerseys?
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir.
The church couch.
I'm trying to think because we always love looking at all the jerseys. Which ones are I like the DC flower ones.
Ooh.
Just because I know what like the cherries by the wow, so I'm like I think that's super cool. Or I don't know, Charlie, what's your favorite?
I guess MLS related. I really love the Timbers one. I think were you wearing that, Brendan, in an episode? The flower, like the. I think that was
one?
really cool.
Is it the roses?
Yeah, it's the rose one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was
that
a
your
good boy. He
favorite?
got it for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that one's sweet. I also really like the Sounders old one. I just think it was cool when they had the Xbox as their sponsor.
Oh.
But there was a cool blue one they had, like long sleeve. I saw it online the other day. It was pretty cool.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I think my favorite is just this Arsenal kit, the third kit from this year.
What is that? That looks like waste management. Is that waste management?
So
Don't you put that out every Wednesday? And somebody comes.
No. Should I make it the whole?
Oh man.
I'm just kidding. No, I have a great story with this one. I love this one a lot because my birthday last year, we a few of us, Oliver, Charlie, a few other guys were going to an RSL game, and I didn't think anybody else was coming. We have like a pretty big friend group. I didn't think a few of them were coming. I was like, oh, that's okay. We'll just see them after. And they actually surprised me at the game. All of them were there. They pulled up like right behind me at the RSL game and on my birthday, and then surprised me with this kit later on in the week for my birthday. I was like, oh man, so blessed. Great friends. Best birthday. And they wore this in the Champions League this year. It's my favorite kit.
Yeah, I think Sam has one of those, didn't he?
What?
Sam has one of those, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got one of those. He's got a lot of terrible jerseys. I do have to say though, Mesut Ozil is probably one of my.
He's my favorite player. He's actually
favorite player. Absolutely.
I have a kid of him. I love him so much.
Yes, a Germany kid for him too. Yeah.
Oh, the Germany one is so clutch. Did you see his Instagram post? They're like how built
jacked
now. Like
he's huge. He is huge.
I think he's on roids or something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, that's so sick.
Oh, wonder who got him that one.
Man, your guys' life is like
these guys got me. Yeah,
you guys are like a Zac Efron.
High School Musical. Yeah.
Well, last Christmas we started this thing where we call it. Well, I'm sure we did a Kitmas with like 10 guys.
Wow.
Everyone gets each other like a dope jersey, but it's not like just like any jersey. It's like they're all pretty cool. Like I got a Pulisic Dortmund kit, which was awesome, and like stuff like that. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so everyone like gave me their 3 favorite clubs that they'd want a kit from, and then I just dispersed them all. Yeah, it was cool. I got a Tati Roma kit. That was pretty cool.
I've never seen that. What color?
It's like maroon with like a orange collar. It's like, I don't know, very old. Oh, yeah.
Nice. I like that Kitmas. That's very fun.
That's fun.
Did you make that up, or you hear that from somebody else?
Like Secret Santa, but just.
We made it up, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Because we see all the videos online of like there's like mystery boxes I think you can just buy where they'll just send a random kit. And we thought that was pretty cool, but I don't think we want to risk it too much. In case we end up with like a Man U kit or something.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just kidding. But then if we get that Crawley kit.
Yeah.
That'd be a magnificent pull.
I don't know if you guys saw, like MLS just released like a little like snippet coming like July 18th of like they're bringing like an MLS retro. What is it? Is it a retro kit, a retro shirt?
I think all they just showed a bunch of old logos and LAFC's logo for some odd reason, and said like retro like times Adidas is coming soon. So I have no idea what it's about.
It showed the old MLS logo, so it's like acting like every team's gonna get like a old retro something back.
Oh, that'd be rad, man.
Oh, like the Dallas Burns and the Kansas City Wiz.
Oh, the Wiz.
Yeah, the Wiz. Cool. There's a lot of Wiz jerseys that they can't see.
Wait, so were the Wiz there when you were first?
The Wizards, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I've been there from the beginning, so.
What's the team you miss the most that's not here anymore,
or like name?
Yeah.
You know, I am Let me think.
Metro Stars, wasn't it?
Metro Stars. I do like the Metro Stars better than Red Bull,
Oh, that's
but
cool.
Cheap.
I'm not a. I think that soccer teams should have more soccer like names.
Like peg
Like
leg.
I love Real Salt Lake. I love RSL. And there's still people that wish we were the Highlanders, and that just infuriates me. I just think that would be the worst. People, oh, we should be the Highlanders, and it's like, what? What? I don't even like Toyota.
Sounds like
So
high school.
yeah, so I like a little more. I like the names a little more sophisticated. So I haven't. Let's see. I haven't been too aggrieved with uh teams going to more like FC Dallas used to be the Dallas Burn, and I do like, DC United. That was a team I liked before RSL when I was uh Marco Echevarri El Diablo for DC United. Oh man, I love that guy. Um but I do like the direction they're going. It can be a little too bland, but I'd rather have a soccer related name than some of these Americanized names. Like I like the Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I like that name.
No.
And they're gonna go with the Yeti or something. And it's just gonna be
Yeah,
just
that's
gonna
so much
be
better.
dumb.
I mean, when you think about it, think of all the white girls that walk around with Yetis right now. I mean, it's like a perfect fit. Like everybody
perfect.
Call
has,
them
I didn't
Yeah.
even think about
Stanley.
that.
like we
The
should be the
money,
Stanley. We should be the Utah Stanley Cups.
like,
I don't know.
That's
yeah. Imagine,
perfect.
imagine the Yetis won the Stanley Cup. Imagine the money
Blonde
making that could
Stanleys.
come
That's what
from,
we should be.
Oh my.
Swigster.
Stanley's. We'd
The
be
Utah
or the
sponsored by
dirt,
Stanley.
or the dirty Cokes, or like the dirty Diet Cokes.
That'd be good. Dirty soda.
Dirty soda,
The Utah Fizz.
Utah Fizz,
yeah.
Utah
Oh,
Quench.
so what are your thoughts? We were gonna do a little recording and then we pushed it off because everybody was watching the United States versus Uruguay. What are your thoughts on the US men's national team?
First want to say, I'm not trying to make excuses. I do think the officiating was pretty poor. Yeah. Was it yesterday? We didn't end up watching the second half thoroughly, but I don't know. It felt like we came out guns blazing that first half. I felt like there was a lot of energy, and I thought we were going to get a result. But yeah, very disappointing that we're out as hosts.
Yeah, it was a physical first half. It was really it was fun to watch. I was really hoping we could pull it off, but I thought it was crazy that and I wonder what you guys think about the ref not shaking Pulisic's hand.
I think if you watch one clip, it looks worse than before. But if you look at the whole clip,
Yeah.
where before Christian walks over to the ref, he's kind of signaling them to go, why don't you guys go celebrate with shouldn't you be over there with Uruguay? And then he walks up to him,
Yeah.
so I can see why he
Yeah.
might not have.
To be fair, if I was disrespected by a player, I'd have a hard time shaking someone's hand if they were just saying crazy stuff to me the whole game.
And he has a history. Like there was a game, I think it was the Boca Juniors that he reffed, and it's only like the 7th time he's been in the middle. The guy had no business being in the game of that magnitude, especially against two of the bigger clubs in the Confederation. So yeah, I thought the US, I think the US is soft. Thinking about it, there isn't any players that have any grit. They've had it way too easy.
I agree.
There's
Weah's got a pretty good elbow though.
Yeah, Weah's got some grit.
He gets it around. You know what I mean?
Who does?
Weah. I mean, he's pretty
Oh,
solid.
yeah.
I can agree with the no grid thing. I mean, I feel like what Tim Weah did, whatever the player said to him, I understand like wanting to retaliate, but it's learning. Like I remember learning from a young age, it's the retaliation that gets you the punishment because the ref might not see the first thing, but he'll see the second thing, and then you'll get the card for it. And like I can understand Tim Way's side like wanting to do something if a player said something really like abysmal to him, but I feel like it's just a bad look on the US to kind of just go out like that, get a red card early, lose a game to Panama because we make a poor decision. I think we shouldn't have done that. I don't think that's And then there was another game earlier. I think it was Serginho Dest got a red card for kicking the ball into the stands, and that's just a soft look.
Stupid.
That's just a stupid card to get that you just makes us, I guess, as a national team just look bad, not being able to compete, that we won't be able to compete in the World Cup or Copa America with some of these big name countries. And I was disappointed.
Yeah, you're supposed to retaliate on corner kicks in the box, right? That's where you pound the flesh, where nobody can tell. Right?
Yeah,
you get church ball of crap out of them.
Yeah, everybody's getting in the scruffle, and then someone ends up on the floor, but he can't give any cards out. I don't know. I agree with that.
Yeah, I imagine the guy probably said something pretty horrible.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can't do that. But I think these players they're probably better players than in past iterations of the U.S. men's team, but they don't have to drive. There's no Kyle Beckerman. There's no Deuce, right? What's his name? Who's on the commentary with Alexi Lawless? He played for Fulham.
Dempsey.
Oh, Dempsey.
Yeah,
Clint Dempsey.
There's the team doesn't have a lot of bite, and you have to have a lot of bite, especially when you're going in where you're already hated, right? Because you're representing the United States, and we're good at everything else, and nobody wants us to be good at soccer because that's what everybody else likes. So you have to be better from the get-go, from the jump. You have to have more fight, more grit, more bite, because you're not going to get the calls. And so you need to go out there and stomp some of these teams and just beat the tar out of them. And at the moment, they are incapable of doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they have the coach to make the difference. And if they keep Berhalter, the World Cup might be a disaster.
I agree. I mean, I think our last World Cup result was good for us. We made it to the knockout stage, and that's still good.
Barely.
But barely, exactly. But I think we need to do more, and I think we do have a good team now. But I think we really need to just we need to come out and absolutely destroy a tournament just to kind of is like the underdogs, I guess. I mean, I feel like we're not really kind of the underdogs, but really just to make a name for ourselves and be a bigger country soccer-wise.
Well, honestly, it sounds like we need to have a culture change as far as what we're doing as selection and creation of the U.S. team. I think if you guys listen to our podcast on John Kimball, that guy is probably responsible for 90% of the culture change at RSL, because it really trickles down from the top. And I don't think that anybody at the top for our national team is doing anything the right way. I think it needs to be a massive overhaul to see any sort of real success, because we have talented players. I mean, I think we can compete just as good as England can. But I think we're just being pushed in the wrong direction way too much.
Yeah, I agree.
There's plenty of great coaches out there with international experience that would probably come in and whip these guys into shape. I mean, what's Jurgen doing?
Yeah. Let's get Pep in here.
Imagine we got somebody like Pep, or
we'll get cheating allegations.
That's true.
Keep Thomas Tuchel far away from this club.
With what Jesse March has done with Canada already, he's already gotten them it's cool to see him doing that.
Turn around, especially last year.
Yeah, Canada's been fun to watch so far.
I agree with that.
So
it's crazy how much.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Charlie.
Oh, mine's off topic.
Speaking about what Ethan was just saying about making that mistake on that stage, I feel like with the Euros, it's I feel like it's a longer trek to that final, because Copa, it's you're right in the quarters, which is crazy because this is a smaller tournament. But I don't know. I feel like just I don't know. It's kind of an embarrassing moment as a U.S. men's national team fan.
Well, we're used to it, man. I mean, the last 10 years we've been used to it.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to expect anything higher.
Yeah, I'm still upset that Jurgen Klinsmann did not start Kyle Beckerman. I think it was the 2014 World Cup in the last game. He didn't start him in the first few games, and then he started Kyle Beckerman and turned the team around. And then that was the game where Tim Howard had like 11 block shots or whatever saves.
I think I remember that.
And I guarantee you, if Kyle Beckerman had been in there, would have been a different story because he had the grit to fight, the bite, and he knew how to control a game. And I think that's what we're missing. We have a lot of players that have really had a great experience and they're playing in overseas, but we don't have enough players. We've lost that blue collar mentality where you got to go in there and fight, and the balance there in the players isn't where it needs to be. You got to have a few players that are going to go in there and like Dempsey and others, even Clint Mathis. You just go in there and play ball and trying to prove everybody wrong.
Who's Clint Mathis?
Remember Clint Mathis? He played for RSL.
No. Oh no, I'm just pretending to be them because they don't know who Clint Mathis is.
Cletus.
Did you guys know who Clint Mathis is?
No.
He told you.
Look up Clint Mathis. He actually held the record for most goal contributions in Major League Soccer. He scored 5 goals, I think, with the Metro.
Oh wow!
I remember hearing about that when Messi had his 5 assist game. Someone mentioned his name.
Yeah, Messi had 6. I think he broke the record.
Oh yeah. Messi
had some goals and assists, but Clint Mathis held the record for a long time. And Cletus, they called him Cletus. He was quite the character. But there aren't any characters on the U.S. men's national team. There's nobody in there.
No Brian Veras.
No junkyard dogs in there trying to make a difference. You can have great players.
Oh wow!
So very nice.
So this is my favorite photo. Yep, Chang was trying to.
Wait, isn't one of you a massive Chang fan?
No.
I swear, there was one podcast where someone was glazing Chang.
Really? Oh no, it's so bad for Chang, man. He doesn't get enough looks, and like when he was able to like start a couple games, he didn't do very well.
Well, he's old.
Hey, he's the same age as me. Shut up.
Young, 30 some years young.
Yeah, we'll take you, Brandt.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. Do you have any final questions before we get out, or am I cutting it off too early? Brendan, do you have some thoughts?
No, I got a serious question here. Right. Charlie said something about a girlfriend buying a present. How serious is this? What's her name? I mean, where are your intentions going? We want to know. We want to get down to the behind the scenes action here.
RSL fans want to know.
Wow. Well, I mean, the fact she brought me a $10 jersey from Sabres, so is that there's long-term potential.
Love is. I mean, it's love,
She goes to a lot of the games. She's a big fan.
She's been learning. She can name Glad, Chicho, Luna, because we met Luna one time. Actually, Arlo Frenger has met Luna at like 5 different places in public.
I met him at a Utes game. He's awesome.
We met who did we meet at Rodizio?
Pablo Ruiz.
Pablo Ruiz, yeah.
On prom night. We have a picture in our suits with Pablo Ruiz.
Yeah, that was fun.
No way.
Yeah, he's getting some Rodizio.
Oh, did you guys see the post I did of him like chilling like on the edge of the balcony, like near the press box?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? Dude, he was just chilling there for like half the game.
Pablo Ruiz is awesome. He's awesome.
I miss him.
Anyways, what's her name, dude? What's going on?
Oh, her name's Corinne.
Corinne. Nice. Shout out Corinne.
Yep. Big RSL fan.
I have a question about how you guys feel about the season so far, just as a whole, the RSL season. I feel like we haven't talked about that.
Yeah, we should talk about RSL a little bit, huh?
Yeah, we should. I mean, it's kind of like the podcast, right?
Go ahead, Brendan.
Well, so for me, analyzing it, I think it's a fantastic start. Previous seasons when we've gotten high up on the table, we did not have the confidence or the ability to maintain that level. And so seeing the success we have with Gomez finally being able to convert, Anderson Julio being on onside for a couple games is fan-freaking-tastic. Chicho being pretty much healthy for the whole season is really great. The only thing I'm scared of is the fact, like Glad coming down with that ankle, really putting us in a real tough bind because our back line was really stout for most of the season. I think that was why we're so successful up in the upper third.
I agree.
So I'm scared for this next half. I think the role of the dice is how we use the transfer window because we need some key players to maintain our level. But I think this is the most entertaining RSL has been in the franchise. I think so. Overall, what do you think, Crawley, Dad?
I have been really impressed. I was really slow to buy into Pablo Mastroeni.
Like super slow.
Super slow.
Were you the one commenting Pablo out on every single Instagram post?
No, I didn't. I
remember
don't think I was that far. We try not to, talk about people's jobs or anything like that. But I didn't know that he would ever. I think Pablo was great at rah-rah stuff, but that only goes so far, right? You can only X-dog it and, underdog it for so long, and there has to be some more substance. And they made the big changes in the coaching staff, and they brought in some more technical-minded coaches, and you can see that in how RSL plays. And I feel much more confident. The season last year, the season before, when RSL was trying to play out of the back, you're just like, kick it, hoof it down there, get it out of there because you didn't trust them. And now I think I trust the way the team plays. I love the way they play. I personally like to see a team that possesses the ball a little more. You can possess yourself to death, but I do like a team that controls the ball because the other team can't score if you have the ball. And I like that. But my only concern is I think that is injuries and RSL maybe running some of their players into the ground. It's kind of what Pablo did with Rubio Rubin a couple of seasons ago. Just rode him to death, and just by the end of the season, the team is wore out. So you want to build through the season. So the only thing that concerns me is injuries, and I think Brendan's right. We'll see what they do in the transfer window. We could use another striker to go along with Chicho because you're just going to wear him out.
Yeah.
And he's not going to stop either, right? He's just going to go. He's a bulldog. He's not going to stop. So you have to have somebody there to give him a break. You probably could use, we called it from the first of this year, a center back. We could use a little bit more center back depth.
I think our defense, if we got injuries in the defense, it would be really bad for us. So I think we could definitely use some more depth there.
And sad to say it, but I really would like to see us get a quality right back. I think that's Andrew Brody has done amazing, but if you look at the roster and they're all healthy, where's the weakest spot? Probably right back. No offense to him. He's a baller and you want to have him on your team. But if you had a Catranis level right back, Vera, holy cow.
I agree.
Herrera.
It'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome. What are your guys' thoughts on Fidel?
It was a good move, I think, because he was incredibly talented, but he was a small contribution to the team overall.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see him, 2 or 3 seasons, because I think he would have been a highlight reel quite a bit. But to get $4 million for him, that's pretty amazing. And especially just before the transfer window, so it's like we'll take that. We can get experience this year.
I can't believe he left that early.
Yeah, well, he has played in Mexico. He's a dual national, I think. from
Yeah.
Mexico. He's played for both. And when Chivas calls, I guess you go. But I don't like Chivas. I'm a Cruz Azul fan. But Viva la Máquina. But
Wow.
I thought it was good, and I think it just kind of shows that RSL is kind of top heavy in the midfield. Where are they going to get the minutes?
Mhm.
I do like Crooks, but I'm hoping Luna gets to the Olympics because there might be too many chefs in the kitchen right now in the midfield, so they've got to figure out what they're doing there.
That made me
I
so
think it's a great
sad.
move.
That made me so sad when Luna's name wasn't on the list that they posted. So I hope he can get there.
Yeah, he's in good form right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good seeing him at the 10 a few games ago.
I like him at the 10.
I do too. Having the ball go through him just creates a lot of chances, and everything's on the ground, which is far more entertaining. I don't like lofted balls up from the side. It's boring.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have covered this, but it's pretty awesome to see Glad as an all-star along with Chicho. Would have been cool to see a Mecca, but I don't know. It was impressive that Glad got that call with even with the time he's missed. But I'm cool. Yeah, and Aaron Herrera, homegrown, that plays for DC. Or he's at DC, right?
Yep.
Yeah, DC United, and just think if Aaron Herrera was still on our back line, dropping
That'd
some
be
balls
awesome.
on
We'd be
Chicho.
lethal. He's good.
And we've had some really good right backs. Brooks Lennon, in Atlanta has had some good seasons. But I'm
Donnie Toya.
What's that?
Just kidding. I said
What'd you
Donnie
say?
Toya.
Donnie Toya.
Just kidding.
I think he was my favorite player when I started watching. I just thought his name was cool, but then my uncle was like, "No, he's not that guy."
You're not that guy, pal.
Before we started doing the podcast, it's been 4 or 5 seasons now. We went over to Tyler's house to watch the opening game, and that guy, him and his family just absolutely hated Aaron Herrera. So
Really?
Wow.
It was hilarious. And then that was the season too where he turned it around and was just he was the reason that one of the reasons that Krylock did so well is because Aaron Herrera was just dropping those crosses right on his head. So
he's awesome.
So how do you guys know Tyler again?
Tyler and I have been friends for a long time through
Talks really loud, so I mean if you walk by him, you're gonna know him. You know, he's one of those guys where you'd be standing in line at the RSL game looking for J-Dogs, and you're like, who is that guy that is still talking, and why is he always wearing like a USA shirt? Like,
when
Was he crushed?
When my younger kids were younger, I ended up being on the board of West United Soccer out here on the West Side, and Tyler has his West Side. He has a comp team, little comp club that he runs, has a couple of teams, and so we were kind of working together. That's kind of where I met him, and then through some other avenues, we've been friends for quite a while. Actually, Sam dated his daughter for a minute. My youngest son dated Tyler's daughter, Jerry.
Oh, buddy.
But then she ruined his life, and then no, I'm just kidding.
It was a great
time.
Couldn't have happened to a better guy,
Yeah, no. Yeah, we've known Tyler for a while, and then when we came up with the idea, said, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" And he was all over it. And then we got Brennan as well. So
nice.
We can't thank you enough for joining us, and we'll have to do this again too. Obviously, we'll have to do the
awesome.
pickleball. Maybe get involved with this Kitmas thing. And
We're always looking for more people for Kitmas. And thank you again for having us on. It's been a great time.
Seriously, I can't believe we were on it. Thank you so much. We'll have to have you guys on ours.
Yeah. Return the favor. We'd love to do that. Maybe we can talk Tyler into joining us if he does, not too busy.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast I guess this podcasting has grown for us. I'm just really happy we're branching into other things like other people's podcasts too. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's fun to collaborate. It's really cool.
You said Tyler's an Arsenal fan?
Yeah.
Fortunately.
We'll have to put him and Ethan in a breakout room, and then
fortunately.
What they come up with.
Yeah.
We can go for hours.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. And
Of course.
Awesome.
Thanks again.
Thanks so much. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you
We'll
guys.
have to meet up at a game sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.